It is the middle of summer 2026. You are stuck in traffic. The asphalt outside is melting at 110 degrees, and you finally crank up your dual zone climate control, expecting that beautiful, life-saving blast of Arctic air. The passenger side responds. Your wife, your kid, your dog, whoever is sitting next to you, they are getting that perfect 65-degree refrigerated breeze. But your side, the driver's side, the side keeping you conscious behind the wheel, is blowing air so hot it feels like somebody opened an oven and pointed it directly at your face. You are sweating through your shirt, your hands are slipping on the steering wheel, and you are losing your mind. So you do what every honest person does. You drive straight to the dealership, miserable and desperate. And the service advisor, the guy in the polo shirt with the fake smile, he plugs in his scanner, taps a few keys, walks back out, and hits you with the death sentence. He says your Blend Door Actuator has failed internally. He says the tiny motor inside the dashboard has burned out. He says they have to remove the entire dashboard, the steering column, the center console, the glove box, the trim panels, basically gut your car like a fish, just to replace one little plastic gear motor that cost them $18. And the quote on the paper they slide across the counter is $1,500, almost all of it labor. And here's the part that makes me want to throw my coffee at the wall, because I have been in this industry for over 20 years and I have watched this exact lie get told 10,000 times. That actuator is not broken. That motor is not burned out. There is nothing physically wrong with your car. What actually happened is a software glitch, a memory wipe, an electronic hiccup the size of a single voltage flicker, and your dealership is about to charge you the price of a used Honda Civic to fix something you can solve yourself in your own driveway in under 30 seconds with 2 buttons on your own dashboard. The dealerships making billions off your summer misery want you to believe dual zone climate control is untouchable black box technology that only their certified technicians can approach. It isn't. It's basic electronic calibration. Japanese engineers built a cheat code directly into your car. But as always, I am sharing this for educational purposes, as historical observation of how factory-trained Japanese technicians handle this situation, and you should always consult your owner's manual and respect your own mechanical skill level. Now let me show you exactly how deep this rabbit hole goes. Let me walk you through how dual zone climate control actually works, because once you understand the physics, you will understand why the dealership story is mathematically impossible. Behind your dashboard, hidden in the HVAC box, there is a single radiator-style component called the heater core. Hot engine coolant runs through it constantly, all the time, even in summer. There is also an evaporator, which is the cold side, where refrigerant absorbs heat and creates that Arctic air you love. So inside your dashboard you have a wall of fire and a wall of ice sitting right next to each other. Now the genius of the Japanese engineering, this design pioneered and perfected by Denso and Calsonic decades ago, is this. They installed small plastic flaps inside the air ducts. These flaps are called blend doors. The Blend Door Actuator is the tiny electric motor that swings each flap left or right. If the flap is fully open toward the cold side, you get pure refrigerated air. If it swings fully toward the heater core, you get pure furnace air. Anywhere in between, you get a custom blend. That is why it is called a blend door. In a dual zone system, there are 2 completely independent blend doors, one for the driver's side, one for the passenger side, controlled by separate stepper motors, taking commands from one central HVAC computer module. This module is not the engine computer. This is a separate brain dedicated only to climate control. Now here is the part that destroys the dealership narrative. The HVAC module has to know the exact physical position of every blend door at all times. It tracks position using something called a feedback potentiometer, basically a tiny variable resistor that tells the computer whether the door is at 0%, 50%, or 100% open. This feedback loop is constant. The computer commands a position, the door moves, the potentiometer reports back, and the computer logs that position in memory. The memory is the entire game. If the computer ever loses that memory, even for a millisecond, it has no idea where the doors physically are. It panics. It defaults to a fail-safe setting, which on most Japanese, Korean, and even some Western vehicles is full heat. Why full heat? Because the engineers assumed if anything fails, you'd rather have heat in winter than freeze to death. It is a safety default, not a failure, a safety setting. So when your driver's side blows scorching air, your blend door is not broken. The motor is not burned out. The actuator is fine. The computer has simply lost the map. It forgot where home base is. And the entire $1,500 repair the Stealership is quoting you is to solve a problem that does not physically exist. If you have ever had your air conditioning blow ice cold on one side and hot air on the other, drop a comment below right now and tell me what year and model you drive, because I guarantee you, the comment section is about to fill up with the same 3 or 4 brands over and over. And while you are down there, if you are tired of mechanics ripping your dashboard apart for what is essentially a software glitch, smash that like button, because every single pushes this video past the algorithm suppression that big dealership advertising tries to slap on channels like mine. Subscribe and hit the bell before the dealership lobby figures out how to get this channel shut down for good. Let me detail exactly how the Stealership extortion plays out, step by step, so the next time it happens to you, you can see the lie in real time. The advisor walks back to the technician bay. The tech, who often actually knows the truth but has a quota to hit, plugs in a generic OBD2 scanner. He sees a B code, a body control code, related to the HVAC actuator position sensor mismatch. That code, B1423 or something similar depending on your make, simply says the door position the computer expected does not match the position the sensor is reporting. That code, by the manufacturer's own service bulletin, very often calls for a recalibration as the first step, not a part replacement, a recalibration. But the recalibration takes 30 seconds, generates 0 parts revenue, and bills out at maybe 1/10 of an hour of labor. The dealership cannot pay rent off 30-second fixes. So they skip step 1 entirely. They jump to the worst-case scenario in the diagnostic tree, which is full actuator replacement. And here is the financial breakdown. The actuator itself, the actual physical motor, costs the dealership somewhere between $20 and $40 wholesale. They mark it up to $150. Then they add labor. The factory labor guide says replacing certain blend door actuators on certain vehicles requires 9 to 12 hours of dashboard disassembly because the part is buried under all the air ducts. At $180 per shop hour, that is $1,620 in labor alone. Add the part, add shop supplies, add disposal fees, add the mysterious environmental tax, and you are looking at a final invoice that crosses $2,000 on plenty of vehicles. In 2026, with inflation where it is, with the cost of every part going through the roof, with mechanics charging $200 an hour in major metros, this scam is more profitable than ever. The dashboard extortion industry, and that is what I call it, the dashboard extortion racket, generates an estimated tens of millions of dollars every single summer across North America alone. And the worst part, the part that keeps me up at night, is that after they spend 12 hours destroying your dashboard, putting it back together with broken clips and squeaky panels, 90% of the time the symptom comes back within 3 weeks, because they never fix the actual root cause, which is electronic, not mechanical. Now let me explain the actual root cause, the science behind why your HVAC module loses its memory in the first place. Your car runs on a 12-volt electrical system, but in reality, when the engine is running, the alternator pushes that up to about 14.2 volts. Every electronic module in your car expects to see a stable voltage above somewhere around 10.5 volts to maintain its volatile memory and stay in its calibrated state. The HVAC computer is no different. It stores the learned positions of the blend doors in a small memory bank. When voltage drops below the threshold, even for a fraction of a second, that memory can scramble. We call this software amnesia. The module wakes up confused, with no idea where its blend doors are sitting. Now, when does voltage drop below threshold? 3 classic scenarios. Number 1, you disconnect your battery to do any work, replace it, or even just clean the terminals. The moment power is cut, the volatile memory disappears. Number 2, your battery is aging. A 2 or 3-year-old battery, especially in hot climates, loses cold cranking amps. On a cold morning when you twist the key, the starter motor draws 300 amps for a second and yanks system voltage down to 9, sometimes 8 volts. That brownout, that millisecond dip, is enough to scramble half the modules in your car. Number 3, a loose battery terminal. Just a corroded or finger-tight terminal can momentarily lose contact when you hit a bump, drop voltage to 0, and reset everything. This is not theoretical. This is documented in technical service bulletins from Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mazda, Subaru, going back 20 years. The Japanese engineers anticipated this exact problem, which is why they built in the recalibration procedure as a factory feature. They knew batteries would age. They knew terminals would corrode. They knew owners would replace batteries in their own garages. So they built a self-healing diagnostic right into the climate control panel. Western dealerships either do not know about it, or they pretend they do not know about it, because pretending pays them $1,500 a pop. That is what I mean when I say software amnesia is a feature, not a failure. The car is designed to be reset. The dealership is designed to charge you for not knowing how. Now let me walk you through the exact cheat code. This procedure works on most Toyota, Lexus, Honda, Acura, Nissan, Infiniti, Mazda, and Subaru vehicles from roughly 2004 onward, and many newer Hyundai and Kia models as well. Your specific make and model may vary slightly, so always cross-reference with your owner's manual or a model-specific form, because some vehicles use different button combinations. Step 1. Get into your car, close all the doors, insert the key, or press the start button, but do not start the engine. You want the ignition in the on position, also called run, not accessory. All the dashboard lights should illuminate, but the engine is off. Step 2. Locate the auto button on your climate control panel. Locate the recirculation button, the one with the little arrow curving back into the car cabin icon. Step 3. Press and hold both buttons simultaneously. Hold them firmly for 5 to 10 seconds. After a few seconds, you will see the LED indicators around your climate panel begin to flash rapidly. Some vehicles flash 3 times, some keep flashing continuously. That flashing is the signal. The HVAC module has entered self-calibration mode. Step 4. Release the buttons. Sit still. Do not touch anything. For the next 30 to 60 seconds, you will hear faint mechanical whirring sounds coming from behind the dashboard. That is the sound of every blend door, every mode door, every recirculation flap in the entire HVAC box being driven from full close to full open while the computer logs each end stop position and the potentiometer readings. The computer is remapping itself in real time. Step 5. The flashing stops. The whirring stops. The lights go solid. The recalibration is complete. Now start the engine. Set the temperature on both sides to 65 or low. Press the AC button. Within seconds, ice-cold air blasts from both vents, driver and passenger, exactly the way the engineers designed it to work. That $1,500 dashboard extortion just got bypassed by a 30-second video game button combo performed by you in your own driveway for $0. The dealership service industry in 2026 is built on the assumption that you will never learn this. They are counting on your panic, your sweat, your kids in the back seat begging for cold air. Do not give them the win. Share this video with every friend, every coworker, every family member driving a Japanese car right now, because somebody you love is about to get hit with this exact quote this summer. Subscribe to the channel, because next week I am exposing the $8 transmission fluid trick that the same Stealerships charge $900 to perform, and you are going to want to be here when it drops. Hit the bell so the algorithm cannot bury this. Drop your make and model in the comments. And remember, the more you know about your own car, the less power they have over your wallet.